Alright, let's be real. Seahawks fans have been waiting all offseason for that one big veteran signing to shore up the offensive line. You know, that one guy who brings stability, leadership, and experience to a line that desperately needs it. Well, if you were holding out hope that Brandon Scherff was going to be that guy, it's officially time to let that dream go. That's right, former All-Pro guard Brandon Scherff has just announced his retirement from the NFL. And yeah, it's a big deal. Not just because of his talent, but because he was one of the last real veteran options left on the market. So now, the Seahawks are staring down the reality that the Week 1 starting right guard is likely already on the roster. Let's break down what this means, who's stepping up, and what fans should realistically expect heading into the season. Brandon Scherff wasn't just a good offensive lineman. He was one of the most respected interior linemen of his generation. Drafted 5th overall in 2015 by Washington, he quickly made a name for himself with physical, technically sound play that earned him 5 Pro Bowl selections and a first-team All-Pro nod in 2020. From 2015 through 2021, Scherff was a consistent force on Washington's line before signing a major free agent deal with the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2022. Over 3 seasons in Jacksonville, he brought leadership and toughness, even while battling through injuries. Despite interest from teams like the Seahawks this offseason, Scherff stayed unsigned, and now we know why. His retirement closes the book on a remarkable NFL career. The news broke not through a splashy NFL Network exclusive or a player podcast, but in a quiet statement via the University of Iowa, Scherff's alma mater. In a recent article, Scherff confirmed that he is retired from playing football. Just like that, one of the last big-name guards available is off the table. There were whispers during the offseason about Scherff considering a return if the right opportunity came along, but clearly, his decision was made long ago. For fans wondering why no team jumped at the chance to sign him during training camp, this explains it. Scherff has moved on, and now, so must teams like the Seahawks that may have been holding out hope. The Seahawks entered training camp with a full-blown competition at right guard, and honestly, that's never the most comfortable situation for a team trying to protect a young quarterback and establish a dominant run game. Early on, rookie Christian Haynes was viewed as the frontrunner. Drafted for his strength and mobility, Haynes seemed like a plug-and-play option. But things have shifted. As camp has progressed, Anthony Bradford has emerged as the likely Week 1 starter. Bradford, who was drafted in 2023, has shown improvement in technique and footwork, and has been getting the majority of first-team reps. Christian Haynes came into camp with a ton of hype, and not without reason. He had a standout college career and fit what the Seahawks wanted in a guard: physical, athletic, and able to get to the second level in the run game. But in the pros, especially on the offensive line, development takes time. Lately, Haynes has been working with the second team and getting reps at both guard positions and even some snaps at center. This versatility is valuable, especially as the Seahawks look to solidify their backup roles. Still, it seems unlikely he'll be the Week 1 starter, unless there's a major shift in the next few weeks. Another name that was initially in the right guard conversation was Jalen Sundell. The former North Dakota State standout had shown enough promise to get a long look at guard, but injuries have forced the coaching staff to reshuffle the interior line. With projected starting center Olu Oluwatimi currently dealing with a back injury, Sundell has shifted to center. It's a move that may be temporary, but it complicates the depth chart and eliminates one more contender from the right guard race, at least for now. While the Seahawks were figuring things out internally, another potential veteran option came off the board. Will Hernandez, formerly of the Giants and Cardinals, signed with Arizona again this offseason, removing yet another experienced free agent from the mix. Hernandez would have brought starting caliber talent and veteran presence to a Seattle line in flux. But with him locked up by a division rival and Scherff now retired, the free agent market is looking increasingly thin. Unless there's a surprise cut late in camp, the Seahawks will have to ride with what they've got. Let's zoom out for a second. The Seahawks offensive line was already a question mark heading into 2025, and losing right tackle Abraham Lucas to season-ending surgery didn't help matters. The interior line now carries even more weight. Damian Lewis left in free agency. Phil Haynes wasn't re-signed, and the center position is still unsettled. With Scherff out of the picture and the competition narrowing, Seattle will need Anthony Bradford or someone else on the roster to step up in a big way if the offense is going to click early in the season. There's actually some reason for optimism with Anthony Bradford. The second-year lineman out of LSU has taken big strides since his rookie season. He's known for his power and ability to anchor against bull rushers, which fits well with what Seattle wants to do on offense. Establish the run and give the quarterback time. Coaches have praised his consistency in practice and his command of the playbook. If he continues to progress at this rate, he could become a long-term solution at right guard, not just a placeholder. Offensive line success in the NFL isn't always about stars. It's about chemistry and cohesion. And while the Seahawks may lack a marquee name like Scherff on the line, they've quietly been building a unit of athletic, versatile linemen who fit their scheme. Developing players from within is a strategy that takes time, but can pay off big. Think about how many high-profile teams have lost games because of offensive line breakdowns. Seattle is betting on youth, continuity, and coaching to get them where they need to be. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Are there any decent free agent guards still out there? Short answer, not really. Most available veterans are either past their prime, dealing with injuries, or simply not a clear upgrade over what Seattle already has. Names like Dalton Risner and Gabe Jackson, a former Seahawk, have been mentioned, but it's unclear if the front office sees them as better fits than the current roster. At this point, signing someone off the street could be more disruptive than helpful, especially so close to the start of the season. Whoever wins the right guard spot will play a major role in the success of the entire offense. Geno Smith, or whoever ends up under center, will need a clean pocket, especially with a young receiving core and a run game that leans on quick-hitting inside zone runs. A weak link at right guard could lead to sacks, stalled drives, and increased pressure on the quarterback. On the flip side, if Bradford or Haynes can hold their ground and build chemistry with the rest of the line, this offense could have more balance and rhythm than last year. So what now for the Seahawks? With Brandon Scherff officially retired and other free agent options dwindling, it's clear that the team's future at right guard lies within. Training camp is still ongoing, and preseason games will help separate the contenders from the pretenders. But the window is closing fast. Whoever wins the job needs to lock it down, stay healthy, and perform. This isn't just about filling a position. It's about protecting the quarterback, opening lanes for Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet, and giving Seattle a fighting chance in an ultra-competitive NFC West. Keep an eye on Bradford. His rise could be the story of the season or the Seahawks' biggest gamble.